Hey everybody, this is Stephanie. Thanks for tuning in. I am doing another Project Life process for 2021. This is week 49. You guys, I'm off to a great start as you noticed. If you see my previous process video with the Traveler's Notebook spread, I mentioned how I had a good helper, my toddler, apparently giving him access. Um, there is a downfall to that. I'm noticing this now. If you see that big old Sharpie marker over my spread, I don't know when he made his appearance in my craft room. It was definitely when I wasn't in there, obviously. But yeah. So I'm gonna put my new helper, I think, on probation. Yeah. So newbie on the job, you can totally tell. Thankfully, he did not destroy the photos. He did mess up a 4x6 one, the one on the top, but I'm going to just leave it. It's not that noticeable. However, I am going to reprint the photo where the marker is directly on his face. But I don't do that till later on throughout the spread. Really quick here, I am sharing all the products that I decided to pull out, which is a ton of December daily items that I purchased from LE Studio. They do have a regular monthly kit in December. However, you are able to buy an add-on kit of exclusively December Daily. December Daily is basically a project created by Ali Edwards where you document every day in December. Of course, many people do documenting December where they don't really do it on a daily basis like I do. I document based on the traditions. We may have 10 traditions that year, we may have 25. We may go up to 31 because we have traditions up to the 31st. So it varies. See, my downfall here is the excitement to start documenting December. Excuse me. I bring in all of my products in regards to LE Studio. So this is not even half the stuff I have for December in different brands. So I'm not going to go ahead and dig into that because that's a whole other story for another time. But if you look to the left, I have a set of pocket cards, Project Life cards there that were in the page protector pockets in my album, prepped, ready to go for layouts like this. Although that method didn't technically work for me, so I didn't end up using the cards that I had for each page protector. I still tried to use those cards before they got placed into the excess cards of LE Studio. So I wish I just stuck with those pocket cards that I pulled out from the page protectors from the album, because pulling in all the products that I had from LE Studio December daily wise, I got overwhelmed. I had way too many products to choose from and not enough room to really highlight them. And for some strange reason, I pulled out a ton of journaling cards for this layout. When I think about it, there wasn't really a lot to document. December for us last year was a bit busy, to say the least. I was out of town for work for 2 weeks of the middle of the month, 2.5 weeks, and we crammed in to do as many traditions as we could before I left, so that way I was a part of it. And then when I came back, I think it was like the 23rd or the 24th, it was just chaotic and so busy. So looking at this spread, I already feel tired as I look back to that month, that very chaotic month, and it kind of makes me sad to think back on that. And I think that's probably why I try to bring in all of my products for this one weekly spread. I was just excited because it's kind of like they're all new. I did all but maybe 2 to 3 different layouts in my December daily, which is going to be it's a 6x8 album, and I didn't really use that much supplies, so this all feels new. So but I want to throw out a tip here. Don't pull it all out in one session. I should have just pulled out maybe one more sheet of embellishments or one set of stickers and left it at that with the cards that were already designed for the monthly kit of December. Basically not the add-on December daily kit. Should have just saved that, but I'm sharing that with you guys because this is a real moment. This was a chaotic week for me, and I think what threw me off too is the idea of having to reprint that photo. Because for me, when I pull out my Canon selfie and I start to print pictures, I don't ever just print one photo. If I'm turning on that device, it's because I'm going to do a bulk session of printing. So it was a bit of an inner struggle with myself and how I do things that it threw me for a loop a bit. So before I end up getting to that and having to not only just print that one photo, I will print weeks 8 through 10 of Project Life for 2022, and I will also print a few other additional photos that I want to do traveler's notebook layouts as well. I don't know, it's just something that I've done for quite some time. Once I turn it on, it's because I'm going to do a bulk session, so the idea of printing just one photo seemed just useless in a sense, but it is what it is. So, and I'll do that here in a bit. Right now, I'm just trying to pull through. I'm starting to pull some of the items out, and I'm going to start decorating my photos. So this sticker says we are counting down the days, and if you can see in the photo, each of my kids have a box. It is a countdown. This is the first year that we did this to count down to Christmas. And I mean, I used to have little mailboxes, and I used to put like little random things in there to have as a countdown every single day. I felt like that seemed a little more personal than just getting these boxes of things that they can count down. One of them had my toddler had the little cars, a ton of little cars that were so cute, and he loved them. He played with them for a long time, surprisingly. My middle child got Star Wars, and then my oldest got Harry Potter. So I guess it left me not as hands-on in the process. You know how I had to every day put things in their mailbox. But it made sense since I wasn't going to be here this year. You know, I just felt like, and they did love it. My oldest especially loved the Harry Potter. He's so obsessed with Harry Potter, during this time. And I'm glad that they did enjoy it though. So it was a nice change, and I think it's going to be a tradition that stays. So now moving on to the next photo that I want to place some stickers. This photo is the perfect hiding spot, very mischievous. It is my toddler. We had him put these plastic candy canes throughout the tree, and basically that was the only item we told him to put throughout the tree, because after that he was done. He was playing with them the entire time, putting them under the tree, but all down at the bottom, and he was just laying there playing with them. And yeah, so he was a big help. Oh, that's the mantra this week, you guys. But and I had heard, I think on Instagram, someone shared on how you can do this bokeh, is that what it's called, to your Christmas lights, and I was messing with my camera, and it gave me this photo, and I love it so much, you guys. I couldn't resist putting this in. So now moving on to the next card here. It is a 3x4 card. I don't end up staying with this card because then the realization that I don't really need to write about this dish of food. It was just a nice dish, and keeping it short and sweet, 2 stickers honestly didn't need to go on this card, but could have just went onto my food plate. So I'll be doing that here in a bit. You'll see it. I do bring in another 3x4 card, and I do journal a bit. I will share that with you here when it shows on screen. But yeah, so like I said, I was all over the place just trying to use the products because they felt new to me. But as I go in, I realize that I'm overwhelming myself. It kind of felt like I was bringing in the craft room, December daily wise. I was trying to bring in everything when I didn't really need anything. All right, you guys, so this is me coming back, getting all my photos printed, because if I couldn't do that, this spread would not be done. I know there's something wrong with me, but this is just how I work. So now I changed up some of the cards here. You can see my journaling got done. I have a flap here just to document one of the day where Henry wasn't feeling very well, and he came up to me for some snuggles. And in doing that, my husband happened to capture the photo as well. So I'm going to do a little bit of a cluster on this card. I think I struggled a bit on this, but I really like the way it comes out. because it wasn't like a bad day. It was just one of those days, you know? But I love this Bah Humbug because I don't really see myself using it very often. So sorry about the notification if you heard that. So I thought it was just a perfect combination to use those both. Now I'm going to grab out some of these acetate hearts. Comment down below and let me know what you struggle using the most. I've mentioned fishtails just because I feel like they're floating, but I'm getting better at it. And another one are these acetate hearts, since they're kind of transparent. But I don't know, I think I'm getting used to using them, and I'm starting to like the feel that they're bringing to each page, each little layout that I put them to. So I'd like for you to comment down below and let me know what you struggle with. And then we try and attack those little challenges. So moving on to the next card here, I zoomed in this time. This is another card that I changed. I initially had the 3x4 card that had the horizontal stripes of color with the star as the bullet points. However, again, coming back to the realization that I didn't really need to journal here. So I went with this busier card because, again, it brings in all the colors that I'm looking for that I get to pull out from. And I grabbed a green label from the stash of my die cuts here, stamped week 49 and then stamped hello December and kept it super sweet and simple. So now I'm finishing it off here. As you can see, I have my Project Life card that I did some journaling to the right in the red with the red white heart. The journaling on there was just to kind of reflect on how it was a busier month, and we got a lot of things done toward the beginning of the month. So this is the overview, guys. Thanks for sticking with me for this process video. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're already a subscriber, again, I thank you so much for your time and support. I hope you get inspired in some way. As always, thanks for watching. Until next time. Bye, guys.